Hey guys, Chad with Open Your Reality here. In this video, I'm going to be telling you some of the secrets from this lost journal from 20 years ago. Now, I made a part 1 of this video. This is part 2 where I'm sharing with you at least 70 to 75 different ideas on how you can up your spiritual game, so you'll want to stay tuned throughout the whole video. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Number 1 would be to put plants in your home and find their power spots. Now, I have my plants in my home and I found my power spots, and they're doing quite well. Plants usually do better in one particular place than another, but once you find those power spots, keep the plants there. You can rotate them once in a while for more light. Sometimes they like to be rotated, but generally you want to keep them there. That's good feng shui. Number 2 is you want to create an altar and hang pictures of spiritual people. So maybe it's Babaji, maybe it's Jesus, maybe it is Ganesh. Wait a minute, can we hang? Yeah, we can hang Ganesh. I do have a statue of him too, and I'm actually selling Ganesh. So if you want Ganesh, let me know. Number 3, I won't even say the numbers. I'm just gonna, because they're just gonna go on and on. Doesn't matter the number. You want to say a mantra. Now, mantras are very powerful words that you repeat. Okay, so it could be, for example, Om Namah Shivaya, which is in a Hindu or a Sanskrit mantra, but it could be anything. And repeating this mantra gives it power. It's similar to how I said in number 1, where if you meditate in the same place every time, you build up a power spot. Well, it's the same way when you say a mantra, you're building up the power to it. It would be almost similar to affirmations. But a mantra is more of, well, sometimes they don't make sense. They should, though. They should. Number, whatever. Give or throw away that which you no longer use. Now, this has been a tough one for me through the years. I remember when I was 23 years old, I had all these old clothes, and my girlfriend at the time came over and she said, let's just throw them away. And I was thinking, oh, come on, these are my favorite clothes. I can't. And you know what we did? We threw them away. And did I miss them? Not a bit. So the point is, if you're not using something, you should either give it away or throw it away. Preferably give it away, because most people can make use of it, especially if you haven't used it in 6 months. And for me, I think it's a good practice. There are certain things that I won't give away that I've had over 6 months, mostly my camera gear, because I don't get a chance to use it that often. But if I do, then I want to know it's there. But yeah, clothing, some of these knick-knack items around the house. Now, I do have some knick-knack items. I did have a pyramid, but somebody broke my pyramid here, which I'm quite upset about. I'll have to get another one. Okay. This one is place a ball of wax in a bowl of water, then direct the wax with your mind. And you can do this with other materials, but you want to put it in a bowl of water and just use mind power to guide that sucker around. And trust me, you can eventually learn to do that. I think almost everyone can. And you just have to really stay focused in on it, keep your mind honed. It's also a good way to meditate. If you have trouble meditating, try this technique. Put that wax in that bowl, could be something else, and just stare at it and think, I want it to go to the right side of the bowl if it's sitting on the left. And you're just looking at it, and you're looking at it. It's a great way to learn to focus. Okay, this is number 41 in my journal. Like I said, what do numbers care? To keep people from noticing you, subvert your gaze and look down. Don't make eye contact. Also, walk slowly around people. This puts them at ease. Hold doors for people. Go the extra mile to help them with projects. Wow, that's a big one. I will say that subverting your gaze and looking down works in certain situations. In some situations, you definitely want to make eye contact. Like if you're meeting somebody for the first time, or if you're on a date, or if you're speaking to an audience, or if I'm speaking to the camera. I wouldn't want to look like this all the time. But subverting your gaze works especially well when you want to disengage from being in combat, for example, or conflict. Well, I don't want to go into this example too much, but I was in a place, I was in a hostile place, and there was just one of me, and there were 5 other people, I think maybe 4 or 5. And the leader of those 4 or 5 came into a store that I was in, and there could have been some conflict. So what I did was I subverted my gaze, and then soon enough, the conflict was over, and I went on. Also, walk slowly around people. I made this mistake also. If you walk fast around people, sometimes they think you're cutting them off, and they see it as a sign of disrespect. So if you walk really slowly around people when you're near them, I'm not talking about just walking down New York City. I'm talking about if you're right near them, if you're in the gym, the supermarket, places like that. If you walk too fast around people, they're gonna think that they're gonna feel ill at ease. They're gonna feel like you're being aggressive. And then the last thing is hold doors for people, go the extra mile. Yeah, that's something that I noticed. The more I hold doors for people, the more they hold doors for me. Okay, the next one we have up on the list is be a Zen master. True Zen is doing what needs to be done when it should. Practice taking care of what you must. Oh, there's also the 21-day fast. For 21 days, think only positive thoughts, don't lie, and be honest with everyone. That's a tough one right there. So maybe be as honest as you possibly can, because sometimes you have to lie to save people from hurting their feelings. I know it sucks in this world, but that's what we have to do sometimes. But for the original one, yeah, be a Zen master. Look, I want to preface by saying I did not read these beforehand. I'm just reading them along with you. I don't remember what they were from 20 years ago. I write a ton of these journals, and I don't remember everything. I have another one here. Use ginseng, gotu kola, ginkgo, and other supplements to enhance your mind and body. I would also add maca into that. Sometimes I will do maca, but I don't really do many supplements. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but I'm not going to go into it in this video. Next one is do cardio for at least 30 to 60 minutes per day. You need sweat almost every day. Trust me, you'll feel 100 times better. Well, I do trust you 20-year-old ago, Chad, when you used to be young and fresh. I still do. I still play tennis. I still go to the gym. I have a weighted vest. It's 25 pounds, and I've been putting that sucker on, getting to the gym, doing my pull-ups, my chin-ups, my dips, and I should shoot some video to show you, but after I take it off, all sweaty. So it's not always doing running. You can put a weighted vest on and just do regular things, and you're going to be all sweaty. It's kind of a cardio. But yeah, the cardio, definitely good. 45, read spiritual books. Yeah, and even if you don't have the chance to read that much, if you read 15 minutes in the morning, it's still going to make a difference. Number 46 on my list, find a guru, spiritual or even martial, and train. Yeah, it's always good to find someone who's a little bit above you in whatever you're doing and learn from them. Even if they are a lot above you, it can work as well. Whether it's for sports like tennis, it could be martial arts, it could be a Zen guru, yogi master, but always be learning from people who know more than you. Number 47, create a website for the world to see, state your new values, your spiritual accomplishments, your spiritual mission, and encourage like-minded individuals to contact you. Wow, I thought of this 20 years ago. At the dawn of the internet, before YouTube was even a thing. YouTube came out in 2006, I believe. Might have been 05. But this book was written around 04, 05. So just when YouTube came out or a little bit before. And I was talking about the websites. Now here's something I found. If you are intimidated by websites, either because you don't know how to make them or you don't want to pay people because you don't have the money, I found a great way to make free websites. And it is through, this is not a sponsorship by the way, through Google websites and ChatGPT. So by using both, you can learn. And I did. Just recently, I learned how to make my own Google website videos. It's free to host them and it's free to make them. And you can keep them up as long as you want, and you can use your Google account. Super simple. They have themes, and once you learn a little bit, you can really start getting more advanced. But it's a fantastic option, so why not make a website for the world to see, state your values, what you know, your mission, and see if other like-minded individuals will contact you. I had a like-minded individual reach out to me a few days ago. And this is somebody that's been following my channel. And I actually recommended a mechanic to this person. And this person then wrote back to me and said they went to the mechanic and found out the mechanic was a fascinating individual, told me about the mechanic. And this person also wants to meet up with me next week and play tennis. So you never know what can happen when you put yourself out there. Hopefully only good things. Number 48, for men, shave your head at least once every 3 to 4 years. Well, yes, I believe it is important to do that. And even if I had a full mane of hair, I would. I don't have to worry about this one because I shave my head just about every couple of days. And you've seen me without the hat. You know what I'm talking about. Number 49, keep a journal. There you go. If I didn't have this journal, I would not remember any of these thoughts. One year, and I believe it was 1996 or 97, either one of those years, I kept a calendar where I would write down, just very basic summary, I would write down what I did every single day for every day in the year. And it's really amazing because if you do that, because it's one thing to write a journal, you're probably not going to go in depth and go reading through 3, 4, 5, 10 pages to see what you did that day. But if you write down, for example, went to the gym in the morning, went to work, went to the movies night with my girlfriend, and I don't know, started working on my website, whatever it is. And then you go back and you can relive the moments. So that's what I did. I went back to that journal or that calendar, looked at it and said, oh my God, I remember when I did that. I remember we went rollerblading at that park, or I remember when we went on that double date. So it's a really cool thing. Number 50 here is listen to spiritual inspirational music, listen to binaural beats for enhanced meditation. Yeah, I've been recommending that ever since I started the channel. Robert Monroe at the Monroe Institute, they have their HemiSync, and there's plenty of them out there right now on YouTube. There's also, I think it's called Zen 12, or I use a program that's called, I'm trying to think, it's called something like Subliminal 360, and I play it on my computer. It creates my own affirmations and binaural beats with music, and if you put your headphones on, it makes it even more effective. Number 51, study subjects through books and also hands-on if you can. Study the greatest painters of the world and their different styles, and then pick up a palette and paint. Okay? Well, this was before AI. I mean, now you can just press a button and you can create anything you want. You can say, make me a Monet, whatever. No, but, the thing is that AI will never be able to replace our brains. The problem is that if we rely too much on AI, then we're not going to have our brains. So it's always good to continue learning music, painting, martial arts, just like we've always have through the years. Number 52, associate only with people who want to achieve the same goal as you. I think it is very important to be in a like-minded community, and that's why in the past I thought about perhaps joining a monastery, at least for a week or two, or a month, or maybe even being part of a commune for a while just to see what life is like when you have a bunch of like-minded people around you. Number 53, create a power icon. If, for example, you keep a small statue around you every time you meditate, carry it with you. It will act as a source of positive energy. A lot of people do that with amulets. I don't know if you know what an amulet is. It's like a talisman. So it's in Thailand, basically, we have these little amulets that we put around our neck and wear them. And so when you're meditating, they're right there, and they're always right by your throat chakra, carrying them with you, or heart chakra, depending on how low you have them. Number 54, swim in lakes, rivers, and oceans. Yeah, when I was living in Thailand, I would swim in the lakes there as much as I could. And even here in Thailand, I really enjoy swimming in the intracoastal and the ocean when I get a chance. I do have access to pools, but I'm not crazy about the chlorine and, just being in a small pool. But at the same time, we have sharks in the ocean and the intracoastal also has alligators. So I didn't know that. Last year, I was swimming in the intracoastal quite a lot, and then I learned that, yes, alligators can go in them. And the chances are that you'll be okay, but still, I haven't swam in the intracoastal since. Number 55, stand in the cold and use your mind to warm yourself. Now, you can combine that with cold therapy. There's cold plunges, and you could submerge yourself and serve two functions at the same time. You could use your mind to warm yourself while freezing your ass off and improving your health. Number 56, use color therapy. Wearing and looking at different colors can dramatically affect you. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I have this right here. I bought this LED light. It was only about $25 on Amazon, and it has all these different colors. It doesn't look so great on camera, but when you turn the lights off and it's going, it creates some really marvelous effects. And I have some other lights too. I love creating different effects with the lighting. What are we up to now? Number 50, so whatever, I don't know. Oh, it's called 50 Spiritual and Practical Tips, the Aspiring Adept or Urban Adept. That was going to be the name of the book. So I was going to cut this down to 50. Then I had the Urban Adept, 50 Ways to Advance Spiritual Power. Okay. 57, practice Kempo and using the sword. Yes, that's a good one. I remember my friend really loved Kempo, and he had the white, not the white, but he had the wood sword, and he had a real sword, and he would go out and practice those techniques. By the way, let me just change the camera the thing here, zooming in, zooming out. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a wider view. Number 58, walk barefoot, remove your contact lenses and glasses, and wear only natural fibers, cotton, and expose yourself to the sun. This is a big one. Walking barefoot on the ground grounds you. I think a lot of you know about grounding. You really need to take off your glasses and contact lens. I don't have any on, but if you take them off, you're going to get the natural rays of the sun getting into your retina, which is important, into your eyes. Wear natural fibers. Try not to wear polyester or anything else but cotton, preferably organic cotton. I know it's a lot more expensive. And of course, expose yourself to the sun. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go walking in direct sunlight all the time. You could be sitting in the shade and you're still getting the sun and the benefits. Next one says, in every situation in life, ask yourself, what is the lesson to learn here? Cogitate on why, that means meditate, ruminate, think on why it happened, and realize you attract your own reality. Okay, that is true. 60, don't use credit cards unless you must. Oh my God. When I was living in Thailand, I used a credit card 0% of the time. Everything was paid for in cash. Everything was easy. My bills were very low, and I enjoyed life. Here in America, it's been the opposite. I only use a credit card. My bills are very high, and I'm in debt all the time. Gotta love America, right? 61, save money every week and have it earn compound interest. Money is great for providing spiritual freedom. Yes. Well, I do that. I have an account where I have a little bit of interest, and I try to put money there when I get it. But that's not always possible, as I said before. 62, try to walk around with as little money as possible. Now that's in contrast to what I said in the first clip. I think I said walk around with as much money as possible. That's to make yourself feel better about your financial situation. This one is different. See how your need to buy things besides food is just an insecurity and a lack of spiritual power. Well, that's true. I don't spend my money on very many things.
A few minutes later.
So, yeah, I do not like to spend money on anything but food, rent, gas, anything like that, because I try to save my money because I know money is spiritual freedom. The problem is I don't have a lot to save, so it's not offering me a lot of freedom, and that's why I'm still confined in this rat race jail. Anyway, enough about that. Number 63, try to make friends with people from all over the world, pen pals, phone pals, and real friends. You'll feel the world to be a smaller place and more people in more places will thank you if you then form a triangle of power by meditating, affirming, or healing with those people. That would be interesting, yes. Not just having friends, like Facebook friends, this was before social media, or just knowing somebody because, let's say, even you write to me, I'm not your friend, right? I mean, I have a very strict definition of friendship, so don't feel bad if I say that. If we talk a lot, perhaps we can be considered friends, but generally, if somebody writes a comment to me and I write one back, I don't consider them my friend. Exactly. Again, don't take that the wrong way. I have Hold on, please.
5 minutes later.
Oh boy, that was life. Life hitting you hard right there with those phone calls. That's why I love making videos at night. Nobody bothers you, nobody calls you, nobody knocks on your door. You don't have to respond. Nobody expects you to respond. But in the daytime, it's just like one thing after another. Call it death by 1,000 cuts. You know that? All right. So anyway, I was saying about forming a triangle of power. So it doesn't have to be thousands of miles away. It could be somebody 10 miles away, 50, 100 miles away. But you have somebody here, somebody there, and you have you, and you guys are meditating at the same time of day. Or maybe you're saying similar affirmations the same time of day. It's forming a power because we are all connected. We just need to be connected. It's kind of like the internet. We can all get on the internet and connect, but we have to get on. And number 64, wear a blindfold and walk around for an hour or more. Have a friend throw a punch at you from different places. You have to block it like Star Wars. Or like the movie, what was the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme? It was, come on, Bloodsport, yes. When he has the blindfold on and his master is like, and he's just blocking it. What I do typically at night, I have all the lights off. I don't like to put any lights on because when you have lights on, it kind of wakes you up. So I walk around the house in the complete dark. Now, I mean, when I say complete dark, I can see a little bit. But I think it is a good practice sometimes to wear a blindfold because we take our eyes for granted. We use our eyes all the time. But it does heighten your senses when you don't use, let's say, your eyes. Then your taste, your smell, and your hearing go up. Number 65, give up drinking, smoking, and junk food and drugs, prescription or otherwise. Well, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. If you have to take prescription drugs, you have to take them. But it is a good idea to give up the things that hurt you. Number 66, believe that the universe is conspiring to give you everything you want. A reverse paranoid schizophrenic, not schizophrenic. A reverse paranoid something. I don't think I stated here, but you know what I'm talking about, right? You know how so many people think that the universe is conspiring against them? Well, be the reverse of that. It would be very interesting. 67, send letters out to people, make contact, try to get in contact with people. I try to get in contact with people every day. I do it in a business sense, more or less, where I'm offering a service to somebody, but I usually get 0 responses, but that's okay. Go on a news and TV fast. Yeah, that works. I would say a social media fast as well. 69, conserve energy by meditating and drawing your thoughts inward. Oh, so true, so true. There's a couple of ways to do that. One is dry fast. The other way is not to talk. And the other way is, don't turn on social media. Be to yourself, at least for a period of time. I'm not talking about days and weeks. I'm talking about a matter of 12 to 24 hours. If you want to boost your power up, walk in nature. Don't stress out about anything. Relax. Don't even exercise unless you want to do some gentle walking, stretching, or Tai Chi. And really rejuvenate your batteries. By the way, if you are sick, the number one thing that I would tell you to do is get out, get as much sunlight as you can. Again, it doesn't have to be direct. You could be in the shade. Take your clothes off if possible. Drink plenty of good water. That's a whole other subject. Dry fast. If you could dry fast, even better. If you're up for it, dry fast. And if you do that, I promise you, you will get better faster than you ever could before. The worst thing you can do is remain inside in front of blue light and eating while you're sick. Yeah, not a good thing. 70, live in a foreign country for several months. Well, I've done this before. One of my goals was to live in a foreign country for 3 months and then go on to another one. So 3 months in France, 3 months in Spain, 3 months in Japan, and really take the time to learn the basics of the language, learn the culture, travel around the country. I thought 3 months would be plenty of time. Even a month would be enough. 71, go to a monastery for 10 days. I think I might have mentioned that in part 1, but it's always great, right? I've spent a couple of days in a monastery, but I've never spent 10 days. 72, put money in the bank every week to get yourself into the habit. Yeah, that's a good habit. Or you could direct deposit. 73, take a break from electromagnetic appliances for a week or more and stay completely immersed in nature. Yeah, I mean, it's getting harder and harder to do because it's everywhere around us. I would think the best way to do that is to camp. But like I said, it's not easy. Even when you go to a campground, you got people around you with their phones and electromagnetic devices. You really got to isolate yourself for that one. 74, read spiritual works throughout the day. Okay, I said something like that before. Yeah, I think we've come to the end of it. You know, I say here, plan, write query letters for the ways of power, send 30 queries tonight, send 20 queries tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I had the plan. But these books never came off. But I was writing a book here about my time while I was learning Muay Thai. Muay Thai is the national sport in Thailand. It's not really karate or kung fu. It's much more practical. So anyway, I hope you don't mind this kind of video where I'm just, you know, being myself and we're talking it out, because some people like the highly vetted, supercharged, power-packed videos that keep you engrossed every single second of the video. I used to make those videos. I stopped doing them. It just doesn't pay. And I like these videos better. I think there's been a movement away from those type of videos, more towards natural speaking. So if you like these type of videos, let me know. I'll be glad to make more of them. Drop it in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed it. I gotta go. I will see you in the next one though. Peace.